Welcome to Pop Ascension Season 2, Episode 24. We have
24.
a special guest, Michelle. I am looking forward to this. I'm so
So am
looking forward to this.
I. Yes.
But
Exciting.
welcome again, my lovely co host, Michelle. Always a pleasure, as always.
Oh, thank you. How you
So,
doing?
oh, like I said, I'm excited. Excited.
Yes.
So, we got a special guest with us today, Joe Lou from Rhode Island. Okay. And he's got
Yeah.
stuff going on like all the time. So I've known
Mm-hmm.
him. I got to know him from playing video games. So then
Oh.
we made this event downtown Smash. We had 3 of those, and those things were awesome.
Oh,
Awesome. Some of the
wow.
biggest events Rhode Island's ever had for gaming. So we'll just put it that way. Um, he's also got Space Heater X, a great band. If you haven't heard them, you need to go to their IG right now. Well, maybe after the show. Maybe after the show.
Mm.
And check it
Wow.
out. Get on there. He's also the creator of Square Pop. And if you
Mm-hmm.
have anything to do with the arts, music, even art, I'm pretty sure he does stuff with artists in the area, and he does all kinds of events. And this guy puts Rhode Island on the map, and hopefully we can do him justice today. So that's what we're here for. We will be talking to him, and of
Yeah.
course, animal news, celebrity birthdays, movie updates, new music, and you don't want to miss that either. So we got
Right.
all that
Right
coming
about
up,
that.
but
Yes.
headlines are first, like always. And
Yes.
I've got a juicy tidbit, and I know people
Ooh.
out there, you might have seen the video buzzing around, and I'm sure it's
Mm-hmm.
gone viral. Tom
Oh,
Hanks, the
oh,
Mr. Nice Guy, right? So,
right.
and you know what? I am totally with him on this one because
Mm.
he does as much as possible for fans out there. He's very accessible, and
Right.
he's always answering questions. So he was walking with his wife Rita, of course,
Mhm.
like he's always with his wife, and I love him
Right.
for that. I love him for that. You know,
That's wonderful.
so apparently one of these fans that were following them around was trying to get, I guess, video or a picture, and somebody stopped in front of her. So she stopped, and the guy walked into her, bumped
Mm.
her, and she stumbled with her heels in the grating on the side on the walkway, and
Right.
kind of fell forward and
Oh.
didn't fall on the ground, but Tom Hanks was visibly upset because they were just like tailgating like really bad. So she almost
Oh.
fell, she could have gotten hurt, and
Oh.
he went off. He went off
Oh.
and berated those fans that were just on their heels
Yeah.
and, back the F off,
Right.
and,
Exactly.
the fans ended up apologizing, which is always good, because like, look, it's Tom Hanks. Come on, and Rita.
Yeah.
This is one of the most popular couples in Hollywood. They've been
Yeah. But
together
they need
forever.
to know
That's
when
right.
to back off. Give personal
Yes.
space to the
Yes.
celebrities out there. They're people
Absolutely.
just like you and I, right?
Absolutely. And another little tidbit about Tom Hanks, he was in Australia, um, doing a media, promotion for Elvis,
Right.
you know? So he's talking to the crowd, media and fans alike. And so he was holding the microphone, and you can see him shaking. His hand was shaking. So
Oh.
now there's speculation of if there's health issues, but it could
Oh.
be just the simple thing that he's diabetic, and
Mm-hmm.
he he could be having a low blood sugar at that point. Because when you do those things, it's a long day, and you might
Right.
not have set yourself up properly, with your food intake, and he might have been low
Right.
on sugar. So I know there's speculation.
I
We're
know.
just going to chalk it
Yeah.
up to diabetes because I don't want to speculate. I don't want to think
Don't
that anything
speculate.
is wrong with Tom Hanks because
Don't
I
give them
hope
no
he lives forever.
diagnosis.
That's right.
No, yeah. Maybe
So
it's bad nerves.
so
Yeah.
that is headlines. Tom Hanks. I love Tom Hanks. I'll tell you, one of my favorite
Great actor.
actors, A-lister for sure. Um,
Right.
I mean, he's won so
That's
many
true.
awards. So, but that is
That's
headlines. I am glad now. I've been looking forward to this, you know, for
yes.
a long time. So, in case you didn't know, we are Pop Ascension Season 2, Episode 24. Special guest Joe Liu from Square Pop and Space Heater X. So, without further ado, we are going to welcome him in right now.
Hello.
Yes.
Wow.
How
Oh,
are you, Joe?
Hey gang, it's great to be here. It's a very
great.
wholesome podcast for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We try to keep it family friendly for sure.
Right.
Sometimes I may go on a little rant, sometimes,
Yeah, but they're like, they're harmless rants. It's
Right,
like
right,
it's all
right.
in good
See.
fun.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. So again, Joe, this is Michelle. I know you know me, but this is Michelle. She is absolutely wonderful and always a joy to work with, and I'm sure you're gonna love the segment. So, Michelle, take it away.
Yes. Hi, Joe Lou, and welcome to Pop Ascension. Both
Yeah.
Ron and I are glad that you are able to join us today.
Yeah.
Now,
Great
Joe
to be.
Lou is part of the Rhode Island family for all you fans out there.
Yeah.
And now, Joe Lou, tell the audience about Space Heater X.
Yeah. So Space Heater X is one of my bands. It's me and one other person. There's a brilliant performance artist in town and singer with just the vocal cords you wouldn't believe. She goes by the name Maiden X. So our band Space Heater X is a sci-fi disco duo, and we make like kind of dark, weird pop music. We have stories. We try to do little rock operas, and yeah, we've just been having a lot of fun. And over the pandemic, we actually released a comic book, which we're very proud of. But I
Ooh,
could talk your ear off about that. So we've got all kinds of projects with Space Heater X. If you like sci-fi, it's worth checking it out.
yes. I love sci-fi.
Yeah.
Now, what made you want to become a musician?
Hmm. I don't really know if there was ever really like a much thought behind it. I just sort of has always made music. Um, and then the reason I got into electronic stuff was really just because it was so hard to wrangle enough people. Like when I was in high school, I I
Ooh.
would grab all the kids from like my middle school band from like the year earlier, and we tried having all these big band sessions where I would give everyone sheet music that I'd write, and it was just a
Mhm.
total nightmare. Nothing worked. I made very terrible music for the first like 6 years, but you keep at something long enough, you'll eventually make something you like. And
Right, right.
I don't know, 16, 17 years later now, I'm enjoying it still more than ever, I'd say.
That's great. Now, what accomplishments do you see yourself achieving the next 5 to 10 years?
Hmm. I think I'm mostly interested in just figuring out new ways to bring music into other spaces. Like playing a show with other bands is cool. Playing a big concert is great. We've done some stuff like that, but I think I'm most proud of we teamed up with a fashion designer, Kent Stetson, and we scored a runway, like literal like
Right.
models, walking down the runway. We played songs for that. And I
Awesome.
think if I was to really look forward to anything, it might be just how else can we sort of push the envelope, getting music in other places, and hopefully weirding out some new folks.
Yeah. Now, do you have any weaknesses that you're actually working to improve on more?
Oh, whoa. I mean, yeah, it's like everything. I feel like all of music for me has just been sort of I'll try to do something and then sort of fail into something original. Like a lot of my originality just comes from not being very adept at this or that. Like try as I might to learn as much music theory as I can, I'm always gonna fall out of key or do a chord wrong or something, and
Right.
that sort of adds flavor in a way. So
Yeah.
I guess my answer would be everything. Like I'm only like a little bit good at a lot of different things, and I just sort of mash them together, and it's just
Right.
off enough where it's like, oh, that's really unique. It's like, well, yeah, because that's all I know how to do.
Right. Right. Now, you mentioned a band in school. Do you play any instruments?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only like really traditional instrument that I can sort of play is the tenor saxophone. So I am a part of the Providence DIY Holiday Saxophone Choir, which is
Oh,
a mouthful.
cool.
But we only
Yeah.
play holiday music on saxophones. But
Oh,
I try not
wow.
to bring the sax out live just because I'm already packing so much electronic gear. I'm very much like an electronic robot person these days. So
Yeah.
I'll record the saxophone and sample it, and then I'll play it on all of my electronic gear. So I'm
Mm.
not trying to blow into a horn and into a mic with everything else going on.
Uh-huh. Now, what is it about music that makes you feel passionate?
I think music is it's sort of like forced empathy in a weird way, if that makes sense. Like so much is about communication, especially with words. Like I'm just not very good with words. It's so hard to get any point across, especially these days with all the noise and even with instrumental music. When people hear it, it just sort of they can't help but feel what you feel in a weird sort of way. So I think that's why I'm passionate about it. Is it's sort of like the last hope for understanding and empathy.
Right, right. Now, what do you like most about playing music?
hmm. What do I like most? That's a good question. I think it's probably just the surprise of all of that. Like one of the reasons I really have stuck with electronic stuff is just because the rabbit hole of just different beeps and bloops and programs and gadgets
Mhm.
is never ceases to surprise me, and so much of
Yeah.
it just kind of stems from endless experimentation. I have a tremendous amount of respect for songwriters and people who like hone their craft in, but for me,
Right.
like I've got ADD. I just like to just keep messing with things. So
Mhm.
it's definitely the surprise element for me.
Mhm. Now, describe your favorite and least favorite part about being a musician.
Oh, um I think favorite part, I definitely love a lot of the connections that I've made, especially here in Providence. You know, I moved to Providence for the music scene like 12 years ago at this point, and it hasn't let me down. Like, I literally just got up and started sleeping on my friend's floor until I got a job at like GameStop just to like get my feet on the ground. And
Uh-huh.
the community here has actually been worth it through even though how difficult that period was. So that's definitely my favorite part. And then least favorite, um, I I think the least favorite parts have all kind of fizzled out just because I've been doing it so long. But I think for a lot of musicians when they're starting out, or even just like younger people in general, it can be really discouraging if you're expecting something from a certain music release. Maybe you're expecting some sort of feedback from an
Right.
audience, or you're bummed about not being able to get out there. And
Mm.
I think that can be really rough, but eventually if you love the craft enough, you don't really need that sort of cycle of exterior motivation or exterior rewards where that's not so
Right.
much of a factor. But maybe when I was a kid, yeah, it was just rough. Like making music's a rough rough racket. Like I only have like 2 or 3 friends that do it full time. Everyone else I know is a musician in some capacity. None of us make any money. So yeah, maybe
Struggling
that's it
artists,
really.
right?
Just the
So maybe that
economics of being
is,
an
yeah.
artist. Yeah. Yeah, that's just
Mhm.
the reality out here is yeah,
Especially with COVID too, that made it even worse.
for
Mm,
real. Yeah, let's say that by far the worst part of being an artist of any type is the money or lack thereof.
right, yes. Now, who is your ideal musician to collaborate with and why?
Oh my goodness. There's so many. Um, I'm actually not a great collaborator though sometimes because I get very controlling. Like a lot of the reason I either work by myself or I only have one other bandmate is just because once the ideas start coming, I need to keep trying everything. So I can get quite
Mhm.
annoying, which is why I'm terrible in larger bands. But I would say that Daedalus recently moved to Providence, and so Daedalus is just this fantastic electronic. I mean, he's like a professor now.
Oh,
And if you're interested in just all kinds of experimentation, he's done everything under the sun. And so to meet him recently and just know that he's in town just felt
right.
really good. It was like, oh yeah, another point for little Rhodey here, attracting
Absolutely.
some of the yeah original electronic folk.
Mhm. Now, what skills have you gained that help you perform effectively as a musician?
Hmm. I think just being comfortable on stage helps a lot. You know, a lot of people get stage fright or whatnot. I did theater
Mhm.
when I was like a little kid, like community college theater, and that's
Oh,
helped a lot. That doesn't really help you perform any better. It just helps you not distract yourself. It helps you from like not self sabotaging, you know, like that can happen to some people. I don't know if you get up there and pee your pants or
Yeah.
what, but like it can be rough out there. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful I don't get
yeah.
stage fright. I'll say that.
Oh, that's great. Now, which qualities do you think make a great musician?
Hmm.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, right. Um, I think just bravery in a lot of ways. Like I think a lot of people are scared to say or do this or that, you know,
Mhm.
especially with the lack of money and feedback out there. Like you might have a particular style that's hard to describe, and it takes some bravery to put it out there, knowing that most likely no one's going to get it, and to just keep trucking that way. I think that's super important. But also the stories that need to be told in music. There's people out there doing some really heart wrenching stuff, and I applaud them for it for using their voice in that way.
Awesome. Now, what do you want the audience to take away from listening to your music?
Hmm. It depends on the project. I think for Space Heater X, it's very much we just want them to have a good time and feel like they can get freaky, if that makes sense. Like we really do want people to just like go wild and not feel so inhibited.
Oh, that's
You know,
great.
all the social norms are like holding us down in different ways, and we want people to let their freak flag fly. Other projects though, like I have multiple solo albums that are a lot more heady and about personal struggles and stuff. But if I'm in Space
Mhm.
Heater X or if I'm DJing, like that's about a good time, really. I wish it. I know that sounds really shallow, but there
Uh-huh.
is definitely a ritual to it when you see
Yeah.
it in person. It sort of transcends just the dopamine that you get, and hopefully
Yes.
it gets into something different for each person.
Yes. And I've seen it, and it's great. Great work that you do.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. And thank you, Joe Lou.
Joe.
And best wishes in your musical endeavors.
Yeah,
Joe, I got some questions for you.
sure. Yeah,
I got
it's
some
great to hear
questions.
from you too. It's and Ron kind of already mentioned earlier. It's been a while since we kind of got
Yes.
the.
Yes. Okay, so you mentioned your solo career
Hmm.
and your solo albums. Now, we got to feature one of your songs, on jam sessions on Rhode Island Broadcasting. And I'll tell you, when I first saw that video, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. It was so visually stunning, and I could not believe all the music that was coming
Mhm.
out of that box with all these
Oh yeah.
things you're pressing, and I was amazed on how creative it
Mhm.
was
Oh, very
and
creative. Yeah.
visually creative. So you had
Mhm.
all the senses churning on that.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
what when you're doing, that type of performance, what is, your drive into creating something that can, enhance the senses?
Mm. Well, I mean, first off, thank you so much for featuring it. I'm glad you liked it. It was very much like a piece that was inspired by video games. I figured, someone like
Right.
you, who also just loves games as art, would appreciate it. So that's cool. And in terms of that sort of drive, I think it really just stems from a small spark and then just layering and keep fleshing things out.
Mhm.
Like that whole
Mhm.
piece was a little bit different than most of the things I had done. So
Right.
that set was called Dust Cartridges, and it was called that just because, like, when you blow out an old Sega Genesis
Yep.
game or an old NES game, you're blowing the dust off the cartridge, and so every song was originally based off a sample either from the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis. And all I would do was, for example, one of the songs, Ranger X, I just would go into the
Right.
sound test of the game. You ever do that? You see, like, on the
Mhm.
menu,
Yep.
yeah, so I go into sound test and I just find, like, I go through all of them and I'd find just a cool noise, right? Could be like something silly.
Yeah.
And I'll sample it and then I'll be like, all right, well, what goes with that? Like, it's not necessarily that I have this big crazy ambition at the start. It's more so just I find one thing I like and then I add to it and I add to it and I always stop to evaluate it and just
Hmm.
keep layering and layering and in this case fleshing it out until you have a finished, no product's ever completely finished, but it's finished as it's gonna get before I move on.
Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, because like seriously, I couldn't take my eyes off it. I watched it like 4 times in a row just because I was just so amazed.
Oh,
So
cool, thanks.
I gotta tell you, it's like the most pleasing thing I've ever watched in music. It seems because it was like I said, sensory overload.
Mm.
Now
Yeah.
now when and where can we see Space Heater X?
So Space Heater X is not playing for a little while. We try not to play out too often for a couple reasons. Like I mentioned, my bandmate being just a brilliant artist, she's super busy. She's also like does performance art professionally. She does like living statue work for a production company. So Space Heater at the moment isn't playing until August 25th, and that will be at the News Cafe. We haven't even like announced it yet,
Oh,
but it can be announced here. That's fine.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
um, yeah, we'll
yeah.
we'll put up some
So
flyers and stuff soon. We have some
so
buddies from
don't
Philly that are coming in. We're gonna play with.
all the fans don't spread it around, but spread it around.
Oh no, yeah, yeah, the
But
little
because
insider
it
scoop.
hasn't been announced yet.
Oh,
But
I just
so
mean
I
like
guess, hey, we just got an exclusive.
the only
There you
reason I mentioned it's not announced yet is just because if you try to Google it right now, there's nothing. There's nothing
Right.
on online.
go.
That's all. We'll be making some noise soon, though. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. So August 25th at the News Cafe in
Yes.
Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
Yeah. I also have a couple other events, but they're more so for like DJ stuff and
Yep.
then
No,
merch
let's
stuff.
have it
So
because you do. That's another thing. You're with Square Pop and you do so much for so many people, you know, and it really helps the whole community. Because I've seen you've had something to do with some artists and of course musicians all over the place. You've even worked
Mhm.
in a lot in Massachusetts.
yep.
So you're all over the place, and we want to help as many people as we possibly can as well.
Sure.
So,
Oh,
so any other events that you have, let's 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 announce it now. Let's announce
All
it.
right. Yeah, yeah. I got a couple other dates that I'll throw out there. And just to elaborate a bit more on Square Pop, just the whole idea of Square Pop is it's really just a name that I'll organize under. And the only mission of Square Pop is to find folks who are struggling to get out there to do things. And like, I want to platform them. So if someone's never played a show before and, you think this friend should really get out there, send them my way. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to team them up on a bill with other folks who've already played out a lot. And hopefully, we can get more people involved. Every scene, the rising tide raises all boats sort of mentality.
Right.
That's really why I do anything under the name Square Pop, is just to create those opportunities, because I didn't have those when I was in Massachusetts. It wasn't until I moved to Providence that I found that sort of scene. So anyways, enough about Square Pop, I guess. If there's a new bar in town, unfortunately, these all three events are 21 plus. So sorry to the
Okay.
younger folks, but there's a new bar called Mayday that's in Onlyville. And on Wednesday, July 27th, we're hosting an
Mhm.
art jam. And the whole idea is we want people to show up either with art supplies or empty handed. It doesn't matter. If you don't bring any art supplies, it's $5 just to help recoup some of the cost of the art supplies you'll be using.
Oh,
And
love that
it's a
idea.
completely open art jam where on the screen there is going to be like a quick prompt. um, we
Oh,
have like a surprise host that I don't want to spoil, but basically the idea is to make terrible art very quickly. We'll give you a quick prompt like, build a castle. And now you can either use Play-Doh, you can use cardboard, you can sculpt something, you can draw, you can paint.
wow.
Well, just make a castle. Do it quick before the next prompt. And then we'll take all of our terrible art and we'll toss it up on the stage and we'll do the next thing. So it's very
Yeah.
sort of free form, collaborative. Anything goes, nothing matters. There's no competition. I'm not really a big competitive person. It's just to get people
Right.
painting and drawing,
Yeah.
That's
Awesome
nice.
idea. I love that.
right? So yeah, July 27th is the art jam, and then Thursday, August 11th is one of my DJ sets. That's going to be more of a relaxed lounge night. I pretty much exclusively DJ Japanese music from the 80s. So that's not everyone's cup of tea. I totally get that, but if that sounds like something you might be interested in, the genre is called city pop. A lot of people have heard the song Plastic Love. You know that
Um,
song?
I haven't heard of
No.
it. Mm,
It's really big on YouTube. It's like
I'm gonna check
tons of
it
millions
out.
of views. That's usually like the first
Possibly.
touchstone. You might have heard it and just not
Oh
recognize
yeah,
the
that could be
name.
it.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's so true. I
but
just
it's
didn't
that
know the
style of
title.
music. It's like um, kind of disco, but in Japanese. So
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. I've heard of it. Yes. It's like a up tempo a little bit.
it's all
Like
over
a
the place. Yeah, there's definitely some
yeah.
up tempo and more like relaxed stuff. So August 11th is the relaxed one.
Nice.
We're gonna play more of like the B sides, chill stuff, and then September 22nd is our Japanese disco night, and that's where we play all the dance stuff. That can
Ooh.
get a little packed, but it's super fun. It's just very sensory overload.
And all of
Yeah.
those happen at Mayday.
Oh, sorry. So August 11th is at Mayday, and then September 22nd, Japanese Disco Night. That's at the News Cafe.
Okay, News Cafe and Mayday. So if you're in the Rhode Island area or somewhere in New England, you might want to get down there to one of these locations on these dates. So August 25th, News Cafe is Space Heater X, sorry. Um, July 27th at Mayday is Art Jam. August 11th at Mayday is City Pop, correct?
Yeah, the name of it is Tokyo Slow.
Tokyo Slow.
So
Tokyo,
Silly
good.
name, but
Tokyo Slow.
it's
No,
just a
it's
lounge night.
awesome. And then September 22nd at News Cafe is Japanese Disco Night. And
Correct.
I'll tell you,
Mm,
they all sound like a good time.
it sure
So,
is.
and one last question, Joe, from
Hmm.
me. First of all, when can we get you back on here? Maybe with some other musicians that are at some of these events.
Oh, for more of the jam session videos?
No, no, just to have come on and do like a last minute promo to try to reach out to people.
Oh yeah, just for talking. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm yeah. I think I don't want to put myself out there too much, but I'm definitely happy to come back at some point.
Yeah, like look,
I feel so bad because I'm just not used to talking about myself and my stuff, so it's already like, whew,
well, I'll tell
self
you,
promotion feels weird. I tell you what.
the door is open for any of these fine artists.
All
Oh,
right.
they can come on and let them know if they want to do a jam sessions. Just send us a video, and we
Cool.
can put it on. We'll do it. Like we love to help, up and coming stars in the industry in any of
Mm,
these
Mhm.
arts because everybody needs the help, along the way. And we are one of those people, well, two of those people, not because we're not one
Mhm.
person, but we
Mhm.
like to help these talented people get recognized, and any way we can do and
Yes.
help is great. So
awesome.
so the
Yes.
door is open for any of them.
Wonderful. Great
Yes.
stuff.
Great
Okay.
stuff.
So Michelle, let's you have anything to close?
Well, Jolu, thank you for being here, and I hope you
Yeah.
stick around for the next segment of Animal News.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
excited. Thanks again for having me on here. It is great to talk to both of you, and especially good to virtually meet you, Michelle. Great questions and whatnot. I can tell like both of
Thank
you
you.
guys really care about the arts just in general, about all
We
types.
do so
Oh,
much. Yeah,
yep.
like we talk
I'm art
all the time.
major.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
talent. That's the talent right over there. I'm just a nutcase that comes on and says stupid things. So so that's what I do. So okay, so this is Pop Ascension. As always, season 2, episode 24. We are with our special guest Joe Liu from
Yeah.
Space Heater X, and of course Square Pop. He doesn't take enough credit than what he deserves, and that I know from Joe. He's a very humble guy, always willing to help somebody out. So um, I hope everybody enjoyed that interview. Now we're gonna have a little bit of fun because we're gonna go to animal news. And
Yeah,
Michelle, what do you
yeah,
got for
yeah,
us?
yeah, yeah, yeah. My favorite part.
Here we
Sorry.
go.
Well, Animal News, a 24-year-old cat saves his elderly owner's life. Now, we often think that only dogs have a special ability to smell, but this cat named Tom helped to have a different perspective. Cats not only have keen senses that aid them in hunting, but they can also feel things that can't be noticed by humans. One of such things saved his owner, Sue's, life when her beloved 24-year-old cat, Tom, changed his behavior. Now, from aloof to constantly tapping the back of her neck and meowing, Sue felt annoyed at first. However, as Tom kept being persistent, Sue decided to trust him, so she made a doctor's appointment and get her neck checked out. After a medical appointment, she was given the most shocking results. The doctors soon discovered that she had a cancerous lump under her skin called Hodgkin's lymphoma. And fortunately, she found out early. When Sue started to get treatment for her cancer, it seems like Tom felt some sort of relief too, so he returned to his usual aloof self. Thanks to her beloved senior cat, Sue received the treatment she needed in the nick of time and was later declared cancer free. And that's animal news.
Oh my
Oh,
god. And and
Thank
this is
Shout
why
out
we
to
need
Tom.
animals. This is why we need animals, Joe.
Oh, yes.
That is unbelievable. See the
Unbelievable.
the animals know. They know everything.
They know everything. Yes. Yes. I just love all animals. And that's true. I had a cat like that. He knew he was very sensitive of, like if you have a belly ache, he'll lay across your stomach. So A lot of people underestimate cats, but cats are just as fabulous, right?
Feel like there should be like a Lifetime original series called like Dr. Kitty, where it's just this like cat in a lab coat, just like going around saving lives by poking people. Like
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
Well, it makes you wonder what he was named after. Was he named after the cartoon Tom, or was he named after
Oh,
the like the tractors and backhoes and stuff, Tomcats?
oh, you never know, right?
So so I'm putting my money on Tom from Tom and Jerry,
I'm
but
thinking so. Or maybe Tom, being that she was an older woman, maybe a tomcat,
could have been, a
maybe.
past man in her life.
Oh, it could have been.
You know, you never know.
Oh,
You never
some
know. But
not
again,
doing.
see, your stories never cease to amaze me. That is an amazing story, and and I have like stories about like my dog. Some of the things that he did. And it's just it goes above and beyond a pet. It's like having a guardian angel in some
Oh,
aspects.
yes, definitely. Oh, pets are wonderful.
Joe, do you have any pets?
Not at the moment. I usually have rats, and I know it sounds strange, but
I
until you
hope
get a
that
chance to meet some pet rats, it's hard. It's pretty hard to understand, and then you meet pet rats, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. These little buggers are very smart.
hmm,
Well, they
Um,
are smart.
they are.
That's the thing. And like, look, a lot of animals get a bad rap, because of their situations. And, like a rat is no different than, an opossum. You know what I'm saying? Like who
Mhm.
wants an opossum as a pet? But they make
me,
great pets. I'd love to have one. I
they're
had
amazing.
ferrets. You know, people say that skunks are great pets as long as you get them, decented.
They're so cute
you know,
too.
if you forget that part, it could be a very awful situation. So, all right. So this is Pop Ascension. We just had a great time with Joe Lou from Space Heater X, and of course Square Pop, and all the things that you do for the community is just absolutely amazing. And we are thankful you are here, and all of Rhode Island thanks you also.
Very grateful.
Oh no, thank you both for all that you do on here. This is very cool. It was great to be a part, and thank you for the wonderful animal stories as well.
There we go.
Ah,
So
there we
thank you,
go.
Joe,
Thank
and you
you.
have a great night. And I'm gonna try to make it to one of those events. So, I'm gonna try to get out there.
There's always stuff happening, at some point we will catch up again soon, I'm sure, and looking forward to it.
All right, you're always welcome to jump in if you want. So let us
Cool.
know.
All right. Thanks everyone. Goodbye
All
All right,
right.
everyone.
Thank you.
take care, Joe.
Bye. Take care.
That was absolutely awesome, Joe.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Thank you, Joe. Awesome
Michelle. I
interview.
told you you would like that, right? I knew that was like he's so personal. So like
Oh, yes. Very
it,
modest guy. I love that.
yes,
Modest
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
and
So
talented. Yeah.
we have so much more. We still have our normal show to go to. Going to try to get
Oh,
through it a
yes.
little quicker.
Yes.
So
Moving along.
moving along. So we've got some news break. We got some Broadway news, some sports news. We have celebrity news, celebrity birthdays, new music. We got all that to come. But right now we are on movie updates, and I've got some stuff. Got some stuff.
Oh,
Deadpool
okay.
3. Sean Levy is directing, which is the third time he will be working with Ryan Reynolds, just most recently with the Adam Project. So
Oh.
they are starting to kick off Deadpool 3 in pre-production. They have Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese coming back to do the screenwriting, and
Oh.
and of course Ryan Reynolds will be playing Wade Wilson once again, the Deadpool superhero, and there's some things going on that he is now going to be part of the MCU. I don't know how they're going to
Okay.
work it out because it's normally X-Men kind of thing,
Right.
but they're going to work
Mm-hmm.
it into the MCU, and I cannot wait because Ryan Reynolds is great at Deadpool. So,
Sounds exciting.
The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, Euphoria star Hunter Schafer joins the cast as Tigress.
Mm-hmm.
They have already added a whole bunch of actors, including um, Rachel Ziegler, and she will be playing District 12 tribute Lucy Gray Baird. And in case
Oh.
you haven't seen Billy the Kid, Tom Blythe from Billy the Kid is going to be playing Snow.
Oh.
So I'm
Interesting.
assuming, and I should never assume, but
Right.
I believe this is a prequel. So a younger version of Snow.
Oh, okay.
Also in casted in the movie is Jerome Lance, Knox Gibson, Mackenzie Lansing, Ashley Liao, and Amer Hagen. So they will be playing various roles of some of the district, competitors. Um, so look, they're saying, oh, it's all going to be new people, you know, but that's what Hunger Games was too when it first came out. It was all new people, and they were
Uh-huh.
fantastic. They were all
Right.
fantastic. That's one of the best movies that you could see. I
Right.
love those
Mhm.
movies. And
Yeah.
again, this will obviously be female led. They want to keep with that
Hmm.
that same formula, and if it works, don't fix it.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
I love
Keep
the
it
Hunger
going.
Games, and this is I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. So those two movies, I'm probably guessing, 2024 some point,
Uh-huh.
maybe late 2023, because if
Oh.
they haven't
Hmm.
started filming yet. So you figure it's going to take at least a year to get it all done.
Right.
So I'm guessing 2024, probably blockbusters in the summer for 2024. That's my guess.
Right.
Because I find it hard to believe that they will be ready for summer of 2023. Just saying.
Hmm.
Just saying. So that is movie news. Movie news. And it's time now for news break. What do you got for us?
Great, boy, do I have something for you. Also, now a bus driver says he didn't know his gummy snacks included THC.
Oh,
Now,
oh my God.
Bridgeport, Connecticut, a commercial bus driver has been charged with 38 counts of reckless endangerment after blacking out behind the steering wheel. While snacking on gummies, he says he didn't know were infused with THC. Now, for those that don't know what THC is the main psychoactive compound in marijuana. It what makes people feel high. THC binds with receptors mostly in the brain and control pain, mood, and other feelings.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
Jinhan Chen appeared Tuesday in Bridgeport Superior Court after being arrested at his home in Boston. Now, Chen was driving 30. 38 passengers from the
Mm.
Mohegan Sun Casino.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and when he stopped the bus on the side of the Interstate 95, thank goodness, in Stratford, police said they found Chin slumped unconscious in the driver's seat. Now, next to an open package of Smokies edibles, cannabis infused fruit juice. Now, toxicology tests show that Chin had a high level of THC, the active ingredient in cannabis, in his bloodstream, prosecutor said. Now, Chin told the judge, Nadidi Moses, of on Tuesday, that he didn't know, he had no idea he had been snacking on anything but regular candy. I didn't know it was marijuana, Chin said, through an interpreter. And that is Newsbreak.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So the first thing that I take from that is, I guess the police could easily figure out if it was a continuous purchase. I mean, unless it's purchased illegally. I don't know the laws in New Jersey, or I mean, not New Jersey, Connecticut. But I would think that it might be legal in Connecticut, and if you go and purchase it from a place to get the gummies, there would be a record of if you've been there more than once. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can kind of check on the reasoning, and if he's obviously purchased more than once, he's lying. I mean, that's simple.
Yeah. Now the first thing I thought when he had an interpreter, right? And said, "Oh, maybe he didn't understand, but THC is universal."
It
And
is.
I said,
It
"It's
is.
no way you can't get over that." And the fact that he had 38 passengers and risked
Yeah.
all of their lives of what could have
Yeah.
happened.
Now, if somebody happened to give him to him or something, then that is a little different. I don't know. I don't know how he can prove his innocence, but um, it's supposed to be the other way around. But we all know courts aren't always like that. So,
Well, I know I always read what I eat, so
right,
so I
right.
don't know how he don't read
I
what
don't
I
know. I don't know, but I'm not going to pass judgment on him yet. Maybe we can get a follow up on that story some point
Yeah,
soon.
maybe we can follow
So,
up.
so that was definitely an interesting one. Gotta love gummies, right? Gotta love gummies. So,
Yeah.
so if
Special
you
gummies.
Right, exactly. If you are new to the show, we welcome you, and we've already had Joe Lou on as a special guest from Space Heater X and Square Pop. So, by all means, check out the interview, and then check out the IG for Space Heater. So it's Space Heater underscore X. And Square Pop is on Facebook, so just type in Square Pop and you'll find, Square Pop. And
Mhm.
of course, as always, you can watch us on Rhode Island Broadcasting, at YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting, Twitter at Broadcasting RI, Facebook at RI Broadcasting, and Twitch at RI underscore broadcasting. And if you can't watch us live or on video, which I know you can, but you can also listen to us on the podcast at Spotify, Anchor, Google, Amazon, TuneIn, Red Circle. We're on all of them. We got it.
Oh yeah.
And go check us out. Listen to us at work. Preferably not at school unless you have the class off. So kind of do what your teacher says. But it's summertime in a lot of places, and
That's
you're
Because who
going
is
to the
out
beach.
in a lot of
So
places.
go to the beach and bring your headphones and listen to us on your Spotify. Um, oh, we're cruising along.
Cruising
I've got
along
I've got something that we haven't featured as one of the stories before. It's Broadway.
Broadway.
On Broadway. What is on Broadway? I will tell you what's on Broadway. Coming to Broadway soon is Back to the Future.
Really?
Yes,
Whoa.
Marty McFly and Dr. Emmett Brown are coming to Broadway. Yes,
Wow.
it will be starring Ollie Dobson as Marty McFly, Roger Bart as Dr. Emmett Brown, and it is to begin some point in 2023. And
Oh.
oh my God, I actually want to go see this because, you know, I've only seen a couple of things on, an off Broadway kind of thing, but
Hmm.
this is intriguing to me because I love Back to the Future movies,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'd like to see this. I'd like to see that. So I
Hmm.
saw that, it caught my eye, and I had to deliver it to you at home. Had to, didn't have a choice. So that is
Yeah.
on Broadway. And just to let you know, Alicia was here watching when Joe came on,
Oh yeah.
and so she got
I
to see
saw that.
Joe. So I didn't get to mention her before, but I am now, and we appreciate it. And as all the viewers are, you know,
Yes.
we appreciate you, but please, by
Appreciate
all
you.
means, comments. We love comments. So thank you, Alicia. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Um, Now we
Thank
all
you.
need the other people brave enough to post a comment and get involved. Like we love it. We love it. So you got some sports news for us.
Oh yes, I have some sports news. Now, in sports news, there's a rugby league joins a clampdown on transgender athletes in women's sports. Now, Melbourne, Sydney Rugby League banned team transgender players from women's international competition on Tuesday until further notice. Now, following global swimming decision to restrict a trans athlete's participation at the elite level, the International Rugby League, which is the IRL, said it needed to further consult and balance transgender participation against perceived risks to the players. Now, until further research is completed to enable the IRL to implement a formal transgender inclusive policy, male to female trans women players are unable to play in sanctioned women's international rugby league matches. Now, the IRL said in a statement the ban, which comes after FINA, that's FINA, voted on Sunday to restrict transgender athletes in elite women's swimming, was condemned by transgender advocates and sports people. It's disappointing. We're human beings, the same as everyone else. Transgender woman Caroline Light, who Layt, Layt, who played elite women's rugby league in Australia after transitioning, told Reuters it was trans kids and trans adults that you're not worthy. That's how they feel about that. Now, I love my LGBTQ community. Now, you can modify, amplify, identify. It won't change the fact that males and females they are born differently because in sports world, men are built stronger, more muscle, more mass than women. So that's my opinion on that. But so that's what's going on in sports, and it's starting to come across a lot of the sports area also about banning it,
Yeah, the
and that's
swimming is a big
unfortunate.
issue. You know,
Yes.
and look, I think I have a similar opinion as you. Now, it's so difficult because of that strength difference, and
Right.
there is a strength difference. The
Mhm.
problem is a lot of the athletes that are trying to get in aren't, that massive size difference. But the point the point is there though, and it is a difference in sports. It kind of does matter, and it's unfortunate
Mhm.
because I don't like discrimination of any kind, and
Right.
but I can understand the problem, and it is a problem, and we have to
Yeah.
figure it out. Now,
Mhm.
in team sports, it's a big difference. When
Yeah.
if it's like boxing, say,
Uh-huh.
that's a difference too, because you're putting mass for mass, but the only difference is you're doing weight classes.
Mhm.
So the weight needs to be there. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to be in a weight class, but I gotta think that the sports world is having a very difficult time with this. And
Oh
it
yeah.
is very difficult decisions to be made, and they really don't know what to do. And
Yeah, they don't know what to do.
so
I
we
mean,
can't we can't come down hard on the sports leagues that do have issues with this and do start banning it, because there is a
right.
difference, and unfortunately, you know, it's going to put a lot of people in a position where, even though they might not fit that category, but they have to have a line somewhere. So
Yeah,
that's very difficult. I wouldn't
it
want to have to make
is.
the decision,
And it shouldn't have to be taken personally. It's about, strength,
but it
and all
is it
that.
is taken
And
personal. So you
yeah,
know, and
that's that's
it's unfortunate.
that
It's
part. It's
unfortunate.
unfortunate. Yeah.
So again, if you want to talk to Michelle more about this, get on
Yeah.
Michelle Pop Ascension on Facebook, and
Oh.
she's always posting stuff. So she is
Mhm.
very active on that page. So join up, and get on there, give it a like, and you will enjoy it,
Yeah.
the content. And also, Rhode Island Broadcasting also has a Discord, so you can get on the Discord, and there is the link right there.
Mhm.
Good luck with that. I'm not going to read that off. So by all means, join us on there as well. We still have much more to come. Um, I've got some celebrity news ahead right
Oh.
now. Brad Pitt.
Mhm.
Okay, he's in the upcoming movie Bullet Train. Well,
Okay.
he did a GQ cover story and said some interesting things. He is
Nice.
in the last stage, the last leg of his acting career.
Oh,
So
ready
he's
to retire?
contemplating retirement. He is 58 years
Yeah.
old right now. Still looks great, in great shape. He can still play
Mhm.
the leading man, of course, and he can
Yes.
still do the action. I mean, he is getting up there in age, but he is talking like he could be wrapping it up soon. So get out there and enjoy Brad Pitt while you can, because
Mhm.
I'm guessing he's not going to act probably for more than 5 years. I think. I think
Oh.
that's what he's going to do. Give left, and and then maybe produce, direct, and do stuff like that, and have a production
Mhm.
company and all that stuff. So I think he's gonna start, tailing off and doing
Yeah.
projects he only wants to. So,
Yeah.
but he's got a lot of projects out there right now. So,
Oh,
you're
I'm
gonna see him a
sure.
lot. You know,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna check out Bullet Train because that looks fantastic. I like
Mhm.
Brad Pitt. I do like him. I thought he did.
Yeah.
Some certain friend. Little
Mhm.
wrong, but you know,
I've heard both sides. Some people
yeah,
like him, some don't. Not so great. But
but I like his movies. I think he's a pretty good actor. I think he's a better actor than he gets credit for. Um,
mhm.
I saw Babel. That movie was fantastic. So if you've never seen that, that's a great movie. Um, so he and Troy, of course. Oh my God, that movie was so awesome. So that's Brad Pitt. That is celebrity news. See, cruising right along, getting through these.
Yeah.
Um, we've got. It's time for celebrity birthdays.
Yes, celebrity birthdays. Now, drafted as a shortstop in the first round by Chicago White Sox in 2013, he is known for his blazing speed and good defensive range. Baseball player Tim Anderson is 29 today.
He's a good ball player.
Now, television show host who became known as the supportive judge of American Idol and the executive producer of MTV's America's Best Dance Crew, TV show host Randy Jackson is 65 today.
Nice.
Now, Filipino pop star who shot to fame following his appearance on the reality singing competition Canadian Idol in 2003. Since then, he was toured the world and appeared as an action on shows like the GMA network. Tweets for my sweet pop singer Mikey Bustos, 41 today.
I actually have heard of him, and he's
Mhm.
actually pretty good. He's pretty good.
Huh?
So, and we have a lot of Philippine
Mhm.
viewers. So there we go. Let's
There
go
you go.
Philippines.
Yeah. Actress and comedian who played Bernadette Rostenkowski on the award-winning CBS sitcom The Big Bang Theory in 2016. She provided her voice for the movie Ice Age. Collision, of course. TV actress Melissa Rauch is 42 today. Actress who played Reese Witherspoon's rival in 2001 comedy Legally Blonde, she also had prominent roles in the films Cruel Intentions, The Sweetest Thing, Columbus Circle, and Hellboy. Movie actress Selma Blair is 50 today. Starred as Simon um, Atherton on The Saddle Club and also starred as Ben Mason on TNT's Falling Skies. TV actor Connor Jessup is 28 today. Named Jessica McKay, she is an Australian wrestler best known for her appearances on WWE NXT, where she began performing under the ring name Billie Kay in August 2015. He signed with a promotion after performing in a variety of other promotions, including Pro Wrestling Alliance Australia, where she was a two-time champion. Billie Kay, wrestler,
Nice.
33, Canadian dancer and actress, best known for her starring role as Mimimi in Michael, Island of Secrets. She also played Kim in the 2012 TV movie Radio Rebel. And that is TV actress Ali Bertram is 33 today. Child model who was signed to Wilhelmina Models and has been featured in campaigns by Guess and Maleficent Toys, and that's model Lania Grace is 18 today.
Wow.
Mexicano actress and pop singer who first rose to fame as the lead character in the telenovela. I'm gonna do a little Spanish.
Here we go.
Maria Belén. When she was 6 years old, she also starred in series such as Astravete, A Sonor Quien es Quien, and La Donna. In 2018, she began starring as Lucrecia on the Netflix series Elite. Uh, and so, as a singer, her best known singles include Marla Fama, Hoy Pablo, and Final Feliz. Pop singer Dana Paola is 27 today.
Okay, so she's done a lot.
She done a
A
lot.
lot. She
Yes.
is busy.
That's a busy lady.
Wow.
Yes. Now, star attaching midfield who began his career at a young age at 14, led the French national team for over 10 years, and played club soccer for in his 20s in Real Madrid. He helped France win the 1998 FIFA FIFA World Cup
Mhm.
championship, scoring 2 goals in the final match. Soccer player Zinedine Zidane is 50 today. Now, acoustic guitarist and singer whose 2002 singer, the Remedy, I Won't Worry, propelled him to fame.
Yep.
He released his third album, We Sing, We Dance, We Steal Things, and the album's first single, I'm Yours.
Yes, I
Spent
love that
the
song.
weeks on the US Hot 100 chart. Pop singer Jason
Jason
Mraz is
Mraz.
45 today.
I love his music. Love
And that's
his
his
music.
celebrity birthdays. Yes, I
Woo.
gotta check out his music. I
Oh
probably
my
heard it,
god,
but I
I
didn't know it
love
was
his
him.
music. He's so good. He's got
Yeah.
he's got a great sound.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so there's four names that strike me right off
Oh,
the bat.
okay.
Sedane, soccer player.
Uh-huh.
I mean, when you win a World Cup,
Right?
that's pretty good.
That is
Okay,
awesome.
and scoring a couple of goals in that game, yeah.
Right?
Then there's Dana Paola,
Uh-huh.
who
Uh-huh.
we just said that she is busy and she is young. you know,
Yes.
Jason Mraz sticks out to me, and Randy Jackson.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I gotta go with Randy Jackson in this case.
Oh yeah, Randy. Legendary Randy Jackson.
Like he does so much for the music business,
Oh yes.
and it goes beyond American Idol. But let me tell you, that show, set a precedent for all these
Mm-hmm.
talent shows, and nobody's been able to really capture that like American Idol did. In the first 6 years, that
Right.
was the show. That was the show, and he was a big part of that, and a
Yes.
big part of many careers that took off.
Yep.
So, because of the fact that he's helped so many people, I gotta give
And
him the win this week.
Randy Jackson wins.
So, Randy Jackson, you are the winner of celebrity birthdays.
Yay.
So congrats and happy birthday
Congrats
to
and
all of
happy
those talented
birthday.
people. Like there's a lot of talent right there,
A
lots
whole
of
lot
it.
of sound.
So um, I think Sedaine probably would have been my second choice.
Uh-huh.
I mean, World Cup soccer.
Yeah.
So that is celebrity birthdays. Of course, one of our favorite segments. So we've covered pretty much everything
Oh,
except
yes,
for song,
except
new music, right?
new music.
So we are on our new music segment. As always, we generally close out the show. We're doing really good on time considering the first 30 minutes was an interview.
Right.
So we are doing really well. So the albums that caught my eye. Um, so first off, I do have to acknowledge um, Pink Floyd.
Oh, Pink
They
Floyd.
released a song, of course, in April um, called "Hey Hey Rise Up," for Ukraine, right?
Oh, nice. Awesome.
It is their first new music in what 25 years since
Oh.
1994 album, The Division Bell. I listened to the song today.
Mm-hmm.
I love the music, and the guy singing it. I don't remember. I don't know what his name is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a Ukraine singer, and he sang it, in Ukraine, right?
Ooh.
Now, I'm not saying he wasn't good. I'm just
Mm.
saying it didn't fit the music.
Mm.
So the song is a great cause. I don't think his voice fits the music of Pink Floyd, and therefore I didn't really like the song. But it is a
Oh.
good cause, and I want to acknowledge Pink Floyd for doing it, for this cause. Now, they are releasing a CD single and a 7-inch vinyl
Oh.
on October 21st, and it will be including a a new version of A Great Day for Freedom from that
Mm-hmm.
1994 album. So it'll
Oh.
be, all new, revised, and different. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that is because that is one of their songs with them singing,
Oh.
and I want to see what that sounds like.
Yeah.
So again, like I just don't think the guy's voice fit the music and the way he was singing. So, it kind of throws off the song. Now I'm not saying
Mm-hmm.
that the guy isn't a good singer because like he's good. It just didn't fit Pink
Right.
Floyd's music. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that is what I'm saying.
Understandable.
So
Right.
with that, um, Drake dropped a honestly Nevermind LP.
Oh.
Weezer.
Love his music. Drake. Love
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to listen to Drake's because it kind of like it was the last, I guess, a sneaky kind of drop.
Uh-huh.
Um, Weezer, their new seasons, summer. They had spring, and I loved spring.
Okay.
Summer, not so much.
Oh.
Like, you knew I had to listen to that because I like Weezer. Um,
Uh-huh.
I can't even feature one of their songs off of that, and it had 8 songs.
Oh.
And we'll just say that I was disappointed.
Yeah.
So there
Wow.
was a couple of songs that were good, but not great. Alanis Morissette, "The Storm Before the Calm."
Oh, I love her.
Yes,
Nice.
but it is not what you expect.
Oh,
It
really?
is
She sings
very
soft and loud.
mellow. It's Look, I listened to 4 songs. It is just music,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all like mellow, like relaxing kind of music. Like you listen to like whales and stuff like that, and It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
it kind of reminds me of that genre.
Oh.
So the
Uh-huh.
music is great. It is very mellow. Um, but yeah. Also, Hank Williams Jr. He has a new album out, and I'm not sure I want to release the name of the album.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
yeah, I'm not really happy with the title, and it
Okay.
might be something stupid and prejudice and and or just meaningless. It might not even mean any of that. But I don't want to really say the title because I don't think it's really fitting. So I just wanted to say that about that.
Mm.
Um, Caleb Scott Bridges is out.
Oh.
So I think you featured a song from him
I
recently,
sure
and I
did.
also did. And I
Hmm.
gotta say, I'd probably go get that one because,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, already we
Yeah, he's
know
a
of at
great
least
artist.
two good ones. Yeah, very good. And last but not least, you know, it's Snoop Dogg back.
Snoop
Death Row
Dogg.
Summer. So Snoop Dogg presents Death Row Summer.
Yeah.
I listened to that album today. Oh my god. Yeah, look. Did you think it would be awful? It's Snoop. Come on,
Snoop
think about that.
Dogg.
So that I can guarantee he's got a song in my top three for the new songs this week. So
Mm.
so speaking of which, it is time for song check, where we give three
Okay.
songs each that we enjoyed, and we try to pass that along to you. And this is your opportunity now to say, hey, Michelle, hey, Ron, here's a song that I think you guys will enjoy. Check this song out. Could be
Right.
by anybody. I don't care where you're from.
Anybody.
Could be Indonesia. It could be Tokyo. It could be Sao Paulo. It could be from Lima. Just let us know. Let us know. Say, hey, here's the link. Boom. There you go. Put it right in those comments. Ooh, excuse me. So, Michelle, what is your first song this week?
Well, my first song is a new artist, Robson. Never Stress. Now, I happened to stumble upon Robson. Robson is a new artist that's been under the radar of music scene for, I would say, a year or so. Could have been longer since, he's a struggling artist. I'm sure how they all start out. Now, like I said, I happened to stumble across his music. I never heard of him, but I love all his tracks so far. He is on fire. He's a rapper, and he's really good. I mean, one of the young rappers. I would say he's following the footsteps of, like, well, a lot of people are into Eminem. I'm not really an Eminem fan, but he's like, behind that, Post
Mhm.
Malone. So Robson, Never Stress.
Never
Check
stress.
it out.
I
Never
will.
Stress.
Um,
Yes.
my first song is somebody I've never heard of. Don't know if they're new, but they
Uh-huh.
could be. I don't know. Never heard of them before. I just happened to catch the song. Marcus King. The song is called "Lie, Lie, Lie," and the album is Youngblood that comes out August 26th. Now,
Oh.
I listened to the live version. There is a studio version. Um, Look, this sounds like 60s rock if I've ever heard it. Like,
Wow.
I turned it on. I was like, oh, okay. Now, this is after listening to a very disappointing, Weezer album, a, a very disappointing Alanis Morissette album, in my opinion. Not saying the
Oh.
music wasn't good by Alanis Morissette. Not saying that. It was
Mm-hmm.
fantastic, but it's not what I wanted to hear from Alanis Morissette.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, wait, what is this? So after listening to songs by Lil Nas that and lots more, like there were so many that I can't even begin to imagine that I was even going to find a good song. Like,
Mhm.
because when you fail with like Weezer and Alanis Morissette, in my opinion, I was scrambling trying to find something and I couldn't. Then
Mhm.
I came across Marcus King, Lie Lie Lie, sounded like '60s rock music, and I'm like, whoa, this is pretty good, and I liked it.
Oh.
I really liked it. So if you like '60s rock, you'll love this, and it'll capture
Mhm.
some of that with that kind of guitar sound from the '60s.
Right.
It was dynamite, dynamite. So,
Mhm.
song number two, Michelle.
Yes, song number two will be by Coy Leray, The One. And Leroy began posting music to SoundCloud and released her single Huddy and her debut mixtape Everything in 2018. Great vocals. She's a rapper. She's considered fairly new. She's starting to really come up. I've checked out her other stuff. And that's Coy Leray, The One.
There we go, Coil Ray, the one. All right, my second song completely blew me away.
Oh,
Completely blew me away because not
wow.
only, okay, it is a remake. Not only was it better than
Mhm.
any other version I've ever heard, and let me tell you, a lot of people have done this, um, especially the one named Elvis Presley. It was
Mm,
better than that,
better, yeah.
better than the King.
Yeah.
So, and I know I've heard a lot of people sing it, but Casey Musgraves did her rendition of "Can't Help Falling in Love" on the Elvis soundtrack,
Oh,
and let me
wow.
tell you, it almost makes you want to cry. That's how powerful she sings this song.
You feel
It's
those
like
vocals.
it's so
Wow.
soft,
The lyrics.
mellow. The vocals were perfect, perfect. She
Wow.
can sing, and
Hmm.
I've never heard a better version. Never, ever. Not even the King's version. So
Yeah.
that is saying something. When you
Sing
outdo the
like
King, that's amazing. So Casey Musgraves, "Can't Help Falling in Love." It's a
oh,
must
check that
listen.
out. Must
Absolutely.
listen. I will check that out.
Song number three, Michelle.
Song number three is an alternative indie hip hop rap. I got all three rappers this time.
Yeah.
Now, A Boy with Uke, and it's titled Understand. Now, his music is a ukulele, which is so unique. He's a new artist also, and the band plays. He plays with the band. Very unique. Usually solos, mysterious. He has his face covered, which makes it so mysterious. And he's an artist, and reminds me of the artist Sia. She always had the hair covering her face, but he
Mm,
just doesn't want to be seen, which is fine. But it's amazing the ukulele, and you don't really hear about the ukulele a lot, do you?
I
But
love ukuleles.
I love it. I love the sound of it also. Now this is Boy with Uke, and that's Understand. Check it
All
out.
right. You got a ukulele in? I'm hooked right now. I'm already there.
Oh
I
yeah.
have a friend of mine that played the ukulele, and it was fantastic listening to him. Fantastic.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot. My third song, well, it was easy for me to put one of these songs because I listened to the album, and there was really only one song I didn't like. Um,
Mhm.
but Snoop Dogg, and he is with the Dog Pound and Butch Cassidy singing
Mhm.
"Keep On Riding," and look, that hypes it all up right there. Keep on riding,
Oh yeah.
and Snoop does it. He scores big with this one again. The guy is just a legend. You know,
Yes.
everything about him, it seems like it succeeds. So,
Mm-hmm.
and this album is fantastic. Has a lot of different talented people on the album. It's not just
Right.
all about him. There's a lot of talent featured. Um, and there are several songs that I could have put on here, but
Oh
I went
yeah.
with that one because it just gets the hype going. So keep on
Right.
riding, Snoop Dogg. And I also had
Wow.
Casey Musgraves, Can't Help Falling in Love, Marcus King, Lie, Lie, Lie. You had Robson, Never Stress, Coy Leray, The One, and Boy with Uke, Understand.
Right.
So, people, get out there, check out these songs, give it a shot. Even if you
Okay.
don't know if you'll like it or not, just give it a shot. If you don't like it, then fine, don't like it. That's okay. It's okay
Okay.
to like something that you prefer, but give it a shot because you never know when your music, you know, appreciation is going to kick in. You
That's
never know
right. Never
because
know.
I can listen to just about anything, like we've discussed already on this
Oh
show,
yeah.
and this is why we do this
Also,
segment. And if you haven't seen it, go to Rhode Island Broadcasting and check out Joe Lou on Jam Sessions.
oh
You
yeah.
gotta do it. That is so visually and sounds amazing. You will not be disappointed. So go see Joe Lou. It is time, Michelle. It is
It
time.
is time.
You
It
know.
is time.
So we want to thank Joe Lou for being here, of course, and
Yes,
we want
indeed.
people to check out his solo stuff, his stuff on Square Pop, his stuff on Space Heater X. So Space Heater X is on Instagram, just Space Heater underscore
Mm-hmm.
X, and
Yeah.
go to Square Pop at Facebook. Check him out. Of course, go to Michelle Pop Ascension on Facebook. Check
At
that
Michelle
out
Ascension.
at Michelle. And so check that out. She's always on there posting, so you will not
Mm-hmm.
be disappointed if you watch the show. You will enjoy that. Again, YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting, Twitter at Broadcasting RI, Facebook
Mm-hmm.
at RI Broadcasting, and of course Twitch.tv at it's RI underscore Broadcasting. Anchor, Spotify, TuneIn, Red Circles, Amazon, all of them. We're on all of those. You can listen
Yes,
to
all
us,
of these platforms.
and yeah, yeah, and we're here live every Thursday night, 6 p.m. There is no better place than to be here with us because we want to spend our night talking to you. And
Yeah.
thank you, Joe, for being here. And we will see you next time. Good night, Michelle. Always a
Good
pleasure.
night, Ron. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.